right. We've done so many episodes, I don't even know what episode number this is. But we're back one more time. Get Housed 716 with Bethany and Marty.
And Jeffrey Walton. Whoop, whoop. 2 episodes in a row with in-studio guests.
This is exciting.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So, Jeffrey Walton, Ride for Roswell is a huge event in Buffalo.
Huge.
We're here to talk about the Ride for Roswell, which is coming up this month. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how many riders are actually part of the event?
Oh, you're asking me such technical questions. Over 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
over
it's a lot of riders.
10,000.
Over 10,000 for sure.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
huge.
And now
it's almost as big as the turkey trot.
Bigger.
Oh,
wow.
Producer Judd ran the turkey trot last year.
Nice.
And the Buffalo Marathon.
Oh.
So that marathon went wonderful. You know, my feet were a little sore, but my training program went well. And
you're still walking.
I'm still here. I'm still bipedal.
You're still here to tell the story. So, well, you were amazing. Congratulations on finishing that.
Thank you so much.
So now, Jeffrey, do you ride on a team? Do you ride individually?
I am part of the team, my cousin's team, Wild Birds Unlimited, and Jumbo's team.
Okay.
So I've been doing that about 7 or 8 years now.
So I know you've asked me to ride with your
and
team.
She never does.
On occasion. Well, let's.
What? What is that, Bethany? Why is it that you choose not to ride?
I'm a better donator than I am a rider. So we did have the great bike incident that I am still recovering from last summer.
Oh.
So
mentally or physically are you recovering from?
All of it. I am recovering all of it.
Share. Tell us what happened.
Okay. So it was one of those rare weekends in the summer where I didn't have showings. I didn't have an open house. I had a totally free Saturday. So I looked at my daughter and I said, Paige, what do you want to do today? Let's do something fun. And she said, why don't we go for a bike ride? I was hoping something indoor. I was hoping to shop.
You're like, don't you want to go for ice cream?
Pizza.
But instead she said, let's go for a bike ride.
You're like, petties.
Fine. So we get on the bikes and we're riding down the street and I hear this clicking, click, 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 click. And I look down and I can see in the front wheel that there is like a piece of the bike, like a little something that's stuck out and it keeps clicking in the spokes.
That's a red flag.
Did you stop? Or you just kept going?
Here's what I did. So I thought I would just take my foot and kick out that little.
Because you're so good at riding a bike and all that. And, yeah.
She's an acrobat. Yeah. She's an acrobat now. So I'm going to kick that out.
What happened was my foot got caught in the spike.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
My foot got caught in the wheel. And I immediately, of course, the bike stopped with my foot and I flew over the front handlebars of the bike.
Were you wearing a helmet?
I was wearing a helmet. It's all chipped. Well, now I'm laying on the ground and I'm a little dizzy, and Paige and a friend. So we were riding all together. And she says to me, were you trying to do some sort of trick riding?
I sure was.
It didn't work. I said, just everyday riding. So there I am on the ground. And now I'm feeling a little dizzy. Thank goodness
How far
I have
away
my helmet.
were you from your house?
Well, pause there. So now
the backyard
grabs my phone.
Down the driveway. Yeah.
Paige grabs my phone. And I said, I don't think I can make it back. And I was a little too dizzy to walk. So she says, I call Cole, who is my son, to come with the Suburban and pick up the bike and get us back to the house. I said, okay. So now she's on the cell phone. Cole, there's been a situation.
Did she really say situation?
She said situation.
Of course, she's your daughter.
There's been a situation. Mom's okay, but she fell off her bike. she's hurt and she's going to need a ride home. And I can hear Cole say, no
Call an
problem.
Call an Uber. I got you. Here's the Uber. It's on its way.
I'm playing video games.
Cole says, I'm coming. Where are you? And Paige says, we're at the end of the street. And now, in all the disgust from Cole, I can hear him on the phone. That's how far Mom made it to the end of the street without getting hurt.
Which is like 10 feet away.
Kids
That
love
was
to
it.
judge. They love to judge.
Very judgy, very judgy. I still have,
Sure.
maybe
Let's
you can see it, a little scar here.
Oh, yeah.
And look at my wrist. Still
Oh.
a little crooked.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the noggin, okay.
So you didn't break anything?
Questionable.
Yeah. That's true. True.
I mean,
A-okay.
how many fingers? So that's
Moving
why
too
she's not
fast.
part of your team. Probably
So
a good
that is
thing.
Gotcha.
probably why I'm a better donator
Okay.
than rider.
You can ride
But
virtually
I do.
too.
Look at. I mean, I've got
Wow.
my kicks on,
Good show.
ready to go.
Those are gorgeous
Yeah.
sneakers.
Yeah, they are. They are. White.
They got a lot of color.
a lot of color. A lot of. Well, we talked about art in the house last week. It's not just for the house.
No, art is for the feet.
Art is for the feet too.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
self-expression.
I love
Express
it.
yourself. Who was that? Madonna? Was that Madonna?
It was Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Circa what year?
You're gonna know that, and I'm not.
85.
And probably Judd,
85, 86.
Judd will
We
know
should
that
Google it.
too.
I'm gonna go with 84.
84. All right, we're
Okay.
on that. We're on
It's
that.
between 84 and 86. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Now,
Like
you know,
a virgin.
the ride for Roswell, there'll be kids like 6 years old riding these routes.
Yeah, and if they were
saying.
in my way,
90-year-old women, you
I
know.
feel bad for them. Feel bad for them. So now, how long do you train for the ride for Roswell? I mean, so how far do you ride?
And what does your training look like?
Oh, we got all the questions.
So many
for you.
questions.
So much.
Yeah, I just started training a couple weeks ago. I'm doing the 44-mile Canadian route.
Caleb, can I have a little bit more sound?
We're back to Canada this year since we haven't done the Canadian route since 2019 because of a pandemic. So we're doing the 44-mile Canadian route, which I love.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started back in May.
Yeah.
And you train about 3 weeks ahead of time.
Yeah.
How far?
Month and a half.
Month and a half.
Month and a
Okay,
half.
so 6 weeks.
Couple of times a week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And how far do you ride when you go out
10 miles
each time?
each time. Sure.
Okay. And then
I'm gonna go
So
with that.
you're going to go a total of 44 miles?
Yes, and you feel it at the end. You feel it. And they give you a massage at the end.
And it's not an e-bike.
wait,
No.
what?
Oh, yeah, a massage.
Are you rethinking? You want to join the team now?
Oh, yeah.
Free? Like, do you have to
Yes.
tip them?
The tent I belong to, yeah, you get free massages. It's amazing.
The tent you belong to?
Yeah, so
It's like, do you have to join a tent?
once you get so much money, you become a part of the Extra Mile Club, and then they have masseuses in the tents.
Jeff's group membership just went up like 40%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you need it. You need it. Trust
The
me.
extra mile.
The Extra Mile Club.
Is that like the Mile High Club?
I don't know. You tell me. Oh, Lord.
Okay. All right.
PG.
Yeah. Well, you earned that massage, brother.
You sure did.
And I usually look for Sven. I usually look for
wait.
Sven. I don't want Giltra or Gertrude. I want
Wait a
Sven.
second.
I want Sven.
Okay.
Sven.
Marnie and I have a hysterical massage story.
Oh.
I feel like now is the best time to talk
All
about
right.
it.
So we went for massages because we deserve it.
We were working really hard.
I mean, exhausted.
It is.
So we went for massages, and
Marnie was kind enough to treat me.
It wasn't together. Like, it wasn't like
Couples
a
massage.
couples
Okay,
massage. We were in
gotcha.
separate rooms, and we had separate masseuses.
Okay.
Yes.
And so I had a gentleman who was very nice and like not a big guy,
Okay.
but I am telling you, I was in danger.
Danger.
I was like tapping out. I'm like,
What's the safe word? Was there a safe word?
Yeah, I was looking for a safe word. I was like, there were marks. I thought those little fingers are going to strangle me right now. I didn't even order a deep massage. And he was, is this too hard?
Oh, see, I'm like, beat me up.
I couldn't breathe.
That's fine.
It was a very Very hard massage.
And mine was lovely. And I
Yours
think
is
at
like-
first mine was like kneading bread dough.
Yeah. Oh no. I want you to beat the
I got beat up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Beat up.
I'm happy that I'm here to tell the story.
There you go.
She came out of that room and she goes,
I was like deer in headlights.
God, do I have bruises?
Am I still alive?
I was like, did you see finger marks on my neck? Like I will say I could move my neck fully after that, which I wasn't able to do before.
And what place of business was this?
Well, we're not gonna
say
well,
that.
we don't want to.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
want to. Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
it's a story.
Wow. And mine, and I think like you thought you were getting the better person. Like you were tootling off there, like, woo, I love my guy. He's great. Because your mom usually has him.
I thought you were going
Right?
to say your mom usually massages you. That's just kind of a little. I'm like, ooh, that's a
I was
little
like, where
too much
do we go?
information.
No. He had a reputation. I knew I didn't want him.
Oh, you knew you didn't want him.
No.
Oh.
Then why'd you go with them?
Well, because he made eye contact. And I felt like
Okay.
She got guilted.
Yeah,
into
right?
massage.
Look the other way. Look the other way.
I wasn't looking at you.
All right, we made eye contact. Let's massage each
Bethany
other.
was my guest. I didn't
What are you
want to
talking about? I was not. I did not look at you.
He made eye contact. I guess you're mine. Let's go. Have at it.
All right, back to the ride for Roswell.
Yes, focus. Focus. Jeez, Louise.
Too much. Too much.
It
was. I mean, I'm okay now.
But are you
bruises
really?
have healed.
I've recovered. It'll be a long time
Yeah.
when I go back there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Pivot
Yes.
back to ride for Roswell. So we brought our bikes today, and I think you're going to be doing a little training,
Sure.
telling us, giving us some tips and tricks. Like
Sure.
if we
got
were, I mean,
tons.
obviously, I need a generous amount of tips based on my riding history.
Maybe a tricycle?
I'm not going to say that 3 wheels would be out of the question for me.
And I have my Huffy.
I think what
That
we need
has-
to do is rent one of those. Is it called a tandem?
Oh,
Move you on a
Oh,
tandem.
yeah.
Okay, so I grew up with a tandem bike.
I want to see the two
Of
of you on a
course you
tandem. though.
did.
Yes, no, I had a tandem. And if you ask any of my childhood friends, in fact, if any of you are listening, feel free
I'm
to
sure they are.
comment on your tandem experience with me. We would go on these tandem rides around Delaware Park.
Oh.
And people still ask me, do I ride my tandem? And I was like, it may be in my parents' garage with a
yeah.
lot of
Did it have
spider
streamers
webs on it.
on it or?
No, it was legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever fall down?
One time, there was one time when I ran into my sister.
Oh.
And do you know what else we had? Have you heard of a Surrey?
No.
I mean, we call it.
Surrey. Okay, Surrey.
I mean, like
Give me
like a Surrey. No, like when I take you out in my Surrey. So it was.
You're showing your age. You're showing your age.
We're trying to connect with the millennials.
I'm feeling Billy Crystal. I'm feeling Meg Ryan. I'm feeling a karaoke
Yes.
moment.
So we had a Surrey. It was amazing. The person that steered and pedaled was behind. It could seat 4 people.
Oh.
And it had a cover on it with little tassels.
like a rickshaw?
Like a buggy
Yes,
or something?
a rickshaw. I actually, if I had it now, I could charge people. I'd be like, who wants to go to Spot Coffee?
Like
I
when
could
you're
pick up people on the road.
Like the Amish?
Like when you're
talking
leaving,
the Amish?
like when you're leaving New York City, like when you're leaving Broadway and you're leaving the theater and they've got all those people lined up with the bells, like ding, 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 ding.
How did it go?
I'll give you a ride. Ding, ding, ding.
Totally,
Gotcha.
except for I was 8 years old.
So
And I would just like ride around the block in my Surrey and I would pick up my friends and they would ride in the front. Well, one time I was.
One time at bank. I thought that's where you're going, but okay.
No, one time I think my sister was in the Surrey and I was on the tandem with a friend and we collided.
oh dear.
Any damages?
Wah, wah. That's all I could say there. We don't talk about the Surrey anymore.
Uh-oh.
R.I.P.
Wrong.
Oh my God.
Too funny.
Well, let's get out there and
Let's do it.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
44 miles. Here we come.
Let's
Good
ride.
luck
Born to
in your
ride.
ride for
Thank you so much.
Roswell.
Thank you for all
my
your
gosh, We
donations.
wish you all your
It's
success.
a great cause. If you've never been to it, definitely go. It's a life-changing experience to ride for Roswell.
All right. Maybe this is going to be the year
There
I
we
join
go.
you.
All right.
So we were already in studio, and I'm so excited to be on location today.
Yeah, this is really cool. So we have a special guest with us, Mitch Flynn, who is the founder of the Ride for Roswell. We are so thankful that you are here to join us today.
Good to be here.
So thank you. You actually rode your bike in.
I did.
Which made me feel lazy,
Oh,
but that's okay.
well, it made me feel sweaty.
Yeah. I mean,
You look good. You can pull it off.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. You know, we would love to learn from you a bit about the ride.
Sure.
And how it came about. Like, how did you think of this?
Well, it was two different things happening kind of in parallel with each other. And like a lot of people in our community, we had a cancer experience in our family, and that was for my father-in-law, Jack Goldstein, who passed in 1991. So we went through that whole process with him and saw how profoundly cancer will affect a family, community, affects everybody in all different kinds of ways. So we had that experience. I gave the eulogy at his funeral, so we were very close in that sense. At the same time, I'd been recruited by Ann Joya, the founder of the Roswell Park Alliance, to join that group. And they both, my father-in-law's passing, and the invitation from Ann both happened in 1991. So there was a silver lining to the passing of Jack by way of Ann's invitation. So I became a member of this volunteer group called the Roswell Park Alliance with 50 other people. And I really had nothing to do. I didn't know what to do with the invitation, show up at a black tie dinner. It was okay, but I wasn't really engaged. So I had been biking really most of my life since college. I biked across country in 1975 and had met a lot of people, and I thought, oh, maybe a bike event, a fundraiser would be a good fit. So I proposed that in August of 1995. After a lot of hemming and a lot of hawing and some more hemming and some more hawing, we got to go ahead to do it. So that year, 1995, 1996 was the prep year. 1996 was the first event. We attracted 1,000 people and raised $100,000, which was at that time hitting it out of the park.
Impressive.
Yeah, we
First year.
didn't know what to expect at all, and we had a great result. So it told us that we had good potential, and here we are in 2023. This is the 28th year of the event. I started the event when I was 10 years old, you can tell.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I've been very involved with it. My ad agency, Flynn & Friends, donated all the creative for it for the first 15 years. So we launched it, we branded it, we did all the things that you needed to do to get a new enterprise off the ground. So
And this is the logo.
this is the logo, yeah. And shall I tell you the story about this?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
So this came about 7 or 8 years ago through the efforts. We designed the logo, but another volunteer ran with the ball, so to speak, and created this element, which is a torch. I don't know if you can see the bowl at the top. And this is the ceremonial torch for Ride Weekend, which is a Friday and a Saturday.
And this year it's what day?
June 24th is the Saturday, June 23rd is the Friday. Friday, several things happen leading up to the lighting of this torch. It's like the Olympics. You know, if you just think of the Olympics, it's really what it is. Yeah, and in the Olympics, they run the torch from city to city to get to the destination. We do something similar, same idea. Friday preceding the ride, there are 200 riders who've all raised $2,500 or more who congregate on the street out here on Carlton Street in front of the hospital. And they end up riding 2 by 2 in a police escorted procession from Roswell, here where we are, to UB, which is about 13 miles, going about 10 miles an hour.
Which campus?
To the North Campus.
Oh, all the way to the North.
Yeah, to the North Campus, which is where the ride basically takes place out there. As part of that, we have a small antique kerosene lantern that was the kind of lantern that somebody on a high wheel bike, you know what a high wheel bike looks like, you know, would have used if they were crazy enough, A, to ride a high wheel bike, and B, to ride a high wheel bike at night. Okay, so we found one of these on eBay or something like that. So we have a patient light that. I put it on the front of my bike, and we ride out to UB, and then carry the flame to the torch lighter who lights this torch, and that's the big climactic moment of Friday night celebration of hope. So that's just one day of the event. So that's the lead up to it. And then Saturday, which this year is the 24th, there are 9 routes. 8 of them leave from UB, everything from 5 miles to 100 miles. The 9th route leaves here from Roswell and goes to Canada. And it goes across the Peace Bridge. We get a lane of the bridge closed. We have expedited customs. We ride.
Do you have to anything to declare?
Yeah. Well, they've.
Do they ask you?
Well, you have to submit your information in advance.
Oh, okay.
So if there's any reason why you couldn't get across, confidentially they say, hey, XYZ, whatever. And we all go across, ride the Parkway, come back on the Rainbow Bridge, end up at UB. It's 44 miles. And that's a very popular route of the 9 that take place. So everybody goes out 5 miles, 100 miles, 20, 30, 40, whatever like that, and comes back, big party at the end, chicken dinner. I don't know what we have.
We heard there were massage tents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Tell us about the massage tent.
How did you hear that?
What year did the massage tent come about?
Well, I think we had them in year 1, actually. And
They've been that long?
yeah, yeah. We have seasoned masseuses, as they say. So anyway, there you can get a massage and get lunch, have a beer, see your friends. I have to say, it's a really it's an emotional weekend between what happens out here, lighting the lamp, the lighting of the torch. There's a procession of patients and doctors as part of the Friday night celebration of hope. So you have a lot of heart in the event, and then you have a lot of fun on Saturday. This torch is lit and burns the whole weekend. So you see it coming, going Friday night and everything like that. So it's the symbol of the event.
And there's a lot of legacy as far as riders. I mean, they come back year after year after year.
Yeah, we have a lot of riders who've done it every year of 28. So there's a small group of people who showed up the first year, which was kind of by luck, I suppose, but then have stuck with it. And we have another group called the Extra Mile Club, who are fundraisers who raise $1,500 or more. So that's about usually 1,000 to 1,500 people will do that. So there's a lot of spark to do that. And you got those 2 groups and a lot of volunteers. We have about 1,000 to 2,000 volunteers on top of 7,000 or 8,000 riders. So you have basically about 10,000 people getting together for this over 2 days. So it's a lot of people.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So as we know, unfortunately, cancer is an illness that has, continues to affect so many people. And Western New York is so fortunate to have Roswell right here in the city.
Yeah.
And this epic event that you've created is truly magnificent. I mean, it is. It's and I know you're talking about how many thousands of people, whether they're riders, donors, volunteers, they all come together to be part of this weekend, which then the funds raised goes to support Roswell and the good work that.
Yeah. So let me just talk a little bit about where the money goes and how much money it's raised. So cumulatively, the event has raised about $70 million, and the money goes into 2 buckets. It'll go to a research bucket and a patient care bucket. The research bucket is really the one that is the most fascinating, because it's the researchers here at Roswell in their labs trying to figure out what's going on with cancer and how to come up with treatments and cures. And you can't do that without seed money, and this is seed money to do that. So the progression is seed money, clinical trials, and then ultimately FDA approval. If you get FDA approval, you've basically invented something that will be a drug that will prolong life or cure cancer, et cetera, like many things have done that. So the money will go that way. Now there's a competition factor involved too at Roswell, where scientists and researchers and physicians will do proposals to the Roswell Park Alliance, which is the group that handles the donations, and say, I have this idea for something, and I would like to see if I can get funding from the ride and other events that raise funds for this purpose.
The pot of gold idea.
Well, yeah, exactly, right? It's exactly what it is. And they have a group called the Scientific Advisory Committee, and they meet 2 or 3 times a year, review the proposals, disperse funds to the ones that have the most promise. And so therefore, here's the nitty gritty of, you raise money, you ask your friends, you ask your family, you get donations, and you create this critical mass of funding. But there's the nitty gritty of it, which is how it gets dispersed. So it's a very worked out process and very successful too.
Yeah, amazing. So if someone has not already become involved and they want to, it's not too late, right?
Oh, no.
June 24th is,
Yeah.
you still have time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that I could probably get on a bike and ride 5 miles.
5 miles.
Yeah, I mean, or you could absolutely do 100.
You could
do a stationary bike. Does it count? What if somebody is not really athletic and wants to do a stationary bike?
Well, yeah, that's actually a great question, Bethany, because we do have a category called virtual rider, and you could be a virtual rider, which means
you don't have to be in Buffalo.
You can be anywhere. And you can be anywhere, and you can just raise funds and not even ride if you want to.
Okay. That feels a little more my speed.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Or you two could get a tandem bike and ride together.
I grew up with a tandem bike.
Did you?
Marnie had
No.
a tandem bike growing up.
Yes, we had a bicycle built for 2 forever. I mean, it's probably still in my parents.
Did you and Amy ride that, or?
Oh, we did.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I rode it all the time. All my friends.
Really?
They still ask me, do you have that bicycle built for 2?
Really?
Whatever. I used to ride it with my mom.
Oh, that's fun.
So,
Well, there you go. So,
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
But
Marnie just opened the door for you. Maybe you didn't want that door opened.
We gotta grease those wheels.
Close that door, Marnie.
Yeah.
I
love it.
Close that door. So that's a nutshell. So you asked about.
So I want to know, how can people get
Sure.
involved?
Okay. Well, you register online. There's 0 registration fee, so there's really no sweat to do that. It's rideforroswell.org, just the way Roswell is spelled. It takes 5 minutes. You just say what route, your contact information, all the usual kind of stuff like that, and then you're good to go. The event's on June 24th. We encourage everybody to fundraise as much as they can. Email is the best way to do it. You can reach all your contacts that way. Some people go old school, letters in the mail and so forth. I do some of that. And next thing you know, it's Saturday, you're on a bike, you're having fun, you come back, there's a lot of people, great vibe in the air.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine. Yeah.
And there's so many wonderful companies, I think, that double funds, match donations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So take advantage of that.
Well, that's a really good point. The ride will, from time to time, send an email out one morning early and saying, a company has volunteered to match any donations up to a certain amount, and that is very popular. So you're right, we do get that from time to time. And I should put a plug in for Wester Automotive Group, which is the naming sponsor for the event too, and they've been very generous in that regard also. So yeah.
Is there a car there?
A car at the ride?
Yeah, in case someone needs it.
In case your tandem doesn't work out?
You get a flat.
We would
the tandem doesn't make it all the way.
We would have
be there.
We would have something even better than that.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Perfect.
How many lives do you think the Ride for Roswell has
Impacted? Oh. Well, Roswell has about 40,000 patients, active day visits in hospital every year. So count 40,000 people to start annually. The ride has probably over 28 years had 100 to 150,000 people participate. So count that. And even more so, count all the people that all the riders have reached out to for support. And that now you're really exponentially looking at how the ride impacts the community, because that number's got to be in the millions in terms of patients, supporters, volunteers, supporters of the fundraisers. So a lot of people, really. Yeah.
Did you ever think when you were starting this idea that this is where you would be?
No, I didn't. I mean, I get that question all the time. I knew it would raise $1 million at some point. It started with $100,000 in the first year, and I didn't know when that would be. It took 11 years to do that. So 2006 was the first year it broke the $1 million mark. So it was kind of like the hallelujah all of a sudden. But the other thing that happened was, from being kind of a low-key, let them do what they want project, it got on everybody's radar. And that, from that point, it grew exponentially, which was really great. So it went from 1 million in 2006, 2 million 2 years later, 3 million 2 more years after that, 4 million, 5 million. So the fundraising growth was this arc. And we were we were poised to break the $6 million mark in 2020, right? And of course, we all know what happened in 2020. So we went from 2019 holding our breath for this big moment to, we did okay. I will say we did okay, and that was really a credit to the people who run the event at Roswell. But it was like everything else that happened during the pandemic. But since then, like everything else since the pandemic, we're back on the upswing. So this year we're again shooting. We're back at that point where we could break 6 million. I don't know if we will or not.
Yeah.
We'll be in the 5s for sure. So that's how that's worked out.
Well, maybe after people listen to this podcast, then we'll break 6.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and I want all your podcast viewers to know they can donate to me if they want to.
Mitch Flynn. So what, do you have a team? Is it called the Mitch Flynn team? What's it called?
Well, I'm a member of a team called Kids Just Want to Have Fun, which was founded by a friend of mine, Joe Curatola. And Joe is a very generous supporter of Roswell. His late wife, Kathy Curatolo, and Joe put money into this park, which started out under the name Pathways Park and now is called the Joe and Kathy Curatolo Pathways Park, thanks to a very generous gift, which really finished off. We had the sculpture down there. We'll probably see that later. But we added the seating wall, and we'll go look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I want to take a little walk around so we can see our surroundings where we are. But I just want to say that I think that your father-in-law, Jack, continues to be so proud of you.
Oh, that's great.
The impact that
Thanks.
you've done.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, Mitch.
Yeah. Well, and I have to throw in a credit to my wife, Ellen, who essentially was the first volunteer, which meant she had to listen to me babble about this when it started. But she really was, and she was one of the first top fundraisers and so forth. So she's part of this too.
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ellen.
Sure. Yeah, thank you, Ellen. Thank you for
supporting Mitch.
For putting up with me.
That you do.
So, do you train just all year round? Do you get ready for the race?
Well, I teach spinning classes at the Jewish Community Center 3 days a week. So I do that for myself and because it's fun. So I suppose in that sense, yes, I do. Although
do you make up your own music list?
I do.
Do you have a favorite?
Music list? Oh God, I have Marnie. I have hundreds of playlists, hundreds, and I usually try to theme them, and then I play some of the music, and then I ask my class to guess what the theme is, and then I give them a prize. Usually a candy bar or something like that.
Oh, you made them
now We're in.
You're in?
We're in.
I should have brought a candy bar today.
Someone's giving out candy.
If I knew it was that easy.
Fine.
If I knew it was that easy, boy.
No, that's awesome. Thank you, Mitch, for your time.
Thank you.
And
thank you, Jeff.
In studio with Jeff. Yes. Thanks for getting us out on our bikes.
We appreciate the coaching.
Yes, I can't wait for the massage later. And I hope to see you all getting involved with the Ride for Roswell. rideforroswell.org, and you can decide if you want to be a rider, a donator, or a volunteer, or all three. So thank you so much, Pod Squad.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
So thrilled to be speaking here today with the president of Artpark, Sonia Koslova Clark. Did I get that right?
Yes, thank you.
Woo!
Good job.
Yay! Thank you, Sonia, for meeting with us today.
Well, thank you for coming out.
So, for those of you that cannot see us, we're going to describe where we are. We are in a beautiful, beautiful park.
Artpark.
Artpark, here in Lewiston, New York. And we happen to be sitting on a very comfortable, large blue swing that is part of an installation, which Sonia is going to tell us about in just a minute. But we are like on top of each other right now, and we're very cozy. And
It's a good thing it's not a first date for us.
It's a good thing that we're so close.
So if you meet someone online, maybe head to the picnic table.
But we didn't want to miss this opportunity. I mean, how rare, how often can you get all snuggy for an interview here in a blue swing? So, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Lewiston.
Gorgeous.
So welcome back, everybody. We are going to have a great episode, and we're going to kick off our visit in Lewiston, New York, here at Artpark. And Artpark has come a long way. I mean, I grew up going to Artpark, to different events here.
1980. Still in my mind.
You were so close.
Madam Butterfly. Madam Butterfly. I saw with my Uncle Vincent, and my mom. We went to dinner at a little Italian restaurant and then came over. Still in my mind.
Oh, we're going to come back to that because you mentioned the big show for this year.
That's right.
Which is also an opera.
That's right. So it's actually a good memory to bring up, because this year we are kind of kicking in our reintroduction of opera at Artpark as a large scale production. Last year we did a concert sort of to test the waters. We now work with Gil Rose, is a tremendous American conductor, opera producer who also is based in Boston and runs a Boston Modern Symphony project. And he is now our opera curator and conductor in residence. And together we've been sort of re-envisioning what can opera be for Artpark. But it was so strong here. It was such a legacy for the institution. Christopher Keane was the music director back then. And the opera production was pretty major at Artpark in partnership with Brooklyn Academy of Music. There were some major stagings that took place here. So this year, we're starting by bringing a company from Spain, actually, Fura del Baus. And the interesting thing about them is that they stage these large spectacles that are opera, but that also are circus, also are outdoor street performances. They tend to stage and merge together these art forms. They're very interesting for us because Artpark also does a lot of street theater, outdoor spectacles.
This could be an outdoor street.
This year we're going to do Carmina Burana, Karl Orff's composition. Oftentimes it's known as an oratorio, so usually it's a chorus and an orchestra, and everybody stands on the stage in a very formal kind of way. But the production was actually written for a full-on theatrical production, which is rarely done. And Fura kind of reminded us of that original intention of the composer, and they staged this tremendous spectacle. There's going to be video, it's going to be immersive, there's going to be cranes flying, there's going to be perfume scent in the audience. 240 people on the stage last time I counted.
Wow.
What are the dates?
It's July 29th. That's it.
One
day. This production has toured the world for now more than 10 years. They've sold out large opera halls all around the world. Never been in North America. So Artpark is the only venue that actually presents this particular production of Carmina Burana by
Oh, how do we get our
Opportunity.
tickets?
Yeah, and the whole community is going to be a part of it. We have Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus. There's potentially several dance companies, definitely a group of youth choirs that is going to be assembled for this production. More dancers, more performers. Like I said, last time I counted, there was about 240 people overall performing in it.
That's
And
incredible.
the soloists are coming from Spain. The production is coming from Spain. So it's a great kind of merge.
That's a nice
merger of
collaboration.
yeah, local, international, global.
That's what
and
Buffalo's
super
all
relevant
about.
for Artpark. It's going to be unlike anything else. The way I see it, the Carmina Burana, if some of you hear it, the Fortuna is kind of the known piece of it. It's like heavy metal of 1930s. It literally sounds like heavy metal. Trans-Siberian Orchestra actually had it as a remix in their own version. So it's a rock and roll music actually.
Oh my gosh,
fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we can get tickets online, or
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Okay.
You can get tickets online. You can get tickets at our own box office during the box office hours if you want to save some fees. Or you can call on the phone. So there's 3 ways, but best way is to go on our website, artpark.net, and check Carmina Burana and see where to get tickets.
Great. And then this summer, so your season's about to kick in, right? In May, at the end of May?
Starting next week. You're right.
Okay.
So this is going to be July.
are going to have their commencement.
Or
We're
June.
always
Okay.
happy to have them here.
Yeah.
And after that, we're kicking off our season with the Abbott Brothers on May 21st. And after that, our amphitheater opens up, and there we go. It's going to be a summer of over about 90 plus programs altogether.
And there's so many events that happen at Artpark.
Yeah.
Like how many people do you have on staff? Like, or how many volunteers come in to help make it all happen?
Good question.
It's just
So we actually, after COVID, believe it or not, we've grown. We had our time to kind of regroup. We were super grateful to all the federal relief funding that came our way. All the programs we did during COVID most definitely helped. So we've doubled our administrative staff just to take on this increased attendance, increased demand for our program, increased diversity of our program. So now we have year-round, there are 14 full-time staff members, which used to be about 5.5.
Wow.
But during summer, we grow to about 300 employees, mostly part-time seasonal employees. They work in the services. They work as ticket sellers. They work as security. I mean, there's many, many different position and job types at Artpark during the season. We also have a very strong volunteer base.
That'd be free.
Anybody who would like to volunteer, be part of our events, we have a variety of things you could be doing. So welcome. Would love to see you. Our volunteers work as ushers. They work as ticket checkers. They work as sort of our ambassadors. They help us accommodate our audience the best, answer questions. They sometimes sell merchandise. Sometimes they're part of our festivals and help communities and families to be a part of it. Many different things we can do. Yeah.
So I'm a kickboxer. I do kickboxing class in the morning. Would that qualify me to be in the security portion of who you'd hire?
Yes. Although we do not use physical force ever.
Great.
For any reason. But it's good to have that confidence.
Yeah.
That
She is full of confidence. Always. Full of it. And a lot of hot air.
Confidence and knowledge.
So you have concerts, you're going to have an opera. Are you still doing the Fairy House, or is that?
Absolutely. So this year, Fairy House is going to have a theme.
Oh.
We're actually going to focus on Ukrainian culture. And there will be a theater director that will come from a theater that was based in Kiev, currently destroyed. Fantastic theater company. Also, he was the founder of Dacha Bracha, is a band that's been to Artpark twice and around the world. They're very popular in the United States. So he formed that group who's been already part of United States culture for about 15 years. So his stage is large, kind of outdoor festivals with installations, actors, costumes. So we're bringing him in. We're going to talk about one of the Ukrainian great artists of the past, Maria Primachenko. There's going to be local artists that are working in that general cultural kind of theme and also do some adage to Maria Primachenko. There's going to be sculptures, installations, costumes, theater performances. There's going to be a very cool maypole built with actors dancing around it. There's going to be
and that it runs like for a weekend, right?
Nope, it runs one day.
Oh, just one day.
So that's
okay.
July
Sorry,
15th.
my bad.
No, it's okay. July 15th, 12 to 4 o'clock. And we're going to pack a lot into that day.
Nice.
And like I said, this year I'm really excited to try this kind of theme and see if the community will support us in this effort.
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
community deserves that.
The families and the kids love it, but you don't need a kid to come.
No.
Right?
No,
There's so much to see. And so I would encourage people to come check out on July 15th because the Fairy Festival is so cool.
It is super cool. Muka Potsi is also going to be featured. That's a marching band from Chicago.
Oh.
It's a mix of klezmer, marching band, jazz. They play instruments that are not normally known as like violins and cellos that are part of the marching band. They wear like speakers on their heads. They're super fun.
Oh,
It's a riot. It's like looking at a circus show that is also klezmer, jazz, and rock and roll all built into one.
Perfect.
So
it's like when Bethany goes to walk her dogs.
All ages. Yeah. It's a raucous affair, most definitely. So
It's a raucous affair. Sonia, tell us about this beautiful installation that we're sitting under.
So this is called Murmuration. It was created by Studio Soil, Soil. They are based in Brooklyn. They're founders from the Netherlands, Florian Niedenberg. And this was originally commissioned by the High Museum in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was donated to Artpark. And we installed it in 2021. And it's interactive in this way that you can sit.
Yeah, it's very interactive.
It is very interactive.
Sometimes swing, sometimes just certainly be part of it. And Murmuration is a theme on birds and nature and the park. And I think it works very well.
And I hear the birds.
And we can hear
I hear the birds in the background.
Yeah,
So
they
I think
inhabit this once in a while too.
I think they're calling us.
They were very curious when we were building this. I think they were checking this out. There's many birds here when we were
Oh, wow. That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of trails, right? So
walking trails.
Artpark has most stunning trails. Artpark actually is originally the birthplace of Niagara Falls, literally. That's where, just imagine 20,000 years ago or a bit less, the earth was warming after Ice Age. This was one land. And the earth cracked because of the temperatures. So tectonic plates shifted. And all of that happened right here.
Wow.
And then the rock that's behind the water, Niagara Falls, the water shaves off the rock. So the rock moves back. It's continuously, the falls continuously are moving. So we're right now on Niagara Gorge. So the gorge is that crack between the two lakes now filled with very fast water. And the water here is absolutely extraordinary. The view is unbelievable. And right on the other side is Canada. Between us is the fast stream of Niagara Falls. Right up the stream is, of course, the falls themselves, is the New York Power Authority, the power plant, the first hydraulic power plant in the world, right?
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary walk. And you can walk from here all the way to Niagara Falls if you wanted to. It's a long walk, but you absolutely can. You also can bike. We're right now in the midst of a construction project led by New York State Parks, connecting us to the Empire Trail, which is a bike path that starts from New York City and goes all the way to Lake Ontario. And Artpark is on that path, so we're building a new entrance from Upper
well,
Parkway.
perfect, because we're in training. We have a tandem. And we can, you know,
we're always looking for a new place to ride.
Our goal will be now, instead of just going, you know, we'll go all the way to the Big Apple.
Sonia, your accent is beautiful.
Oh,
doesn't sound native to Buffalo. How did you get to Western New York?
It was a long journey. I was born in Moscow, in Russia, Moscow. I moved to Brighton Beach, Brooklyn in 1994. I started working at Lincoln Center. I worked at New York City Opera, New York Philharmonic. I had a long career in international touring and symphony and opera music, and eventually had a degree at Columbia University in theater producing, commercial theater producing. Just learning about different investment models, structures, how kind of the Broadway or commercial theaters work, licensing, international licensing, that sort of thing. Toured shows around the world, but also did a lot of outdoor theater on my own. So all of that kind of started to converge when I learned about Artpark. I thought it was the most amazing kind of convergence of all those things that I've been kind of growing and developing in my career. And I thought we would be a good match. So I made my proposal and it worked.
Well, we're lucky to have you.
We are lucky to have you. And Western New York is lucky to have Artpark. It is such a gem.
Artpark is.
Yeah, right here in Lewiston. But we're so lucky no matter where you live in Buffalo. It's so quick to get here.
Easy day trip.
So easy. And
so many artists I bring from, and friends and guests from all corners of the world. Everybody goes, wow.
Yeah.
Everybody, like myself when I first got here. It's absolutely extraordinary. The view, the history of it, the legacy of it. We are on the land of Haudenosaunee nations and their predecessors. Right across is a 2,000-year-old burial ground of the Hopewells, who has not been seen in this part of the country for 2,000 years. It's extraordinary what is here. The War of 1812, sort of the tactical, most important battle happened right here, trying to cross over to Canada. There's so much that's built in here. The first trading post with the Senecas and the French troops 400 years ago happened right there on that corner. Magazine Royale. It's a historical place. It's a natural geological marvel. It's a cultural marvel, right? And the theater at the time when it was built, Artpark Main Stage Theater in 1974, was the tallest fly house in the state of New York. It was the tallest theater in the state of New York. One of the largest, still is one of the largest stages and theaters in the state of New York, remains to be. And the things we can do here, both outside and inside, are quite extraordinary and give us that opportunity to try things. And
do you ever do like an open mic night? Like, can I just hop on stage and give it a go?
Or maybe a live broadcast.
Something we should think about. Yes, I think that there are versions of that. We have a series we call New Music.
Oh.
And it's experimental music. It's percussion. It's music that was kind of developed by composers like John Cage or Morton Feldman. But as a part of it, there's also jazz. There's also kind of lighter nights. They're all very light and playful in there.
Does anyone know Country Roads?
She's very good at that. I would love to come and be an audience to see some performers up there.
Yeah.
Unless, I have a tambourine or something. It's right here in the garden
under those trees. You can have a beer. You can walk around, bring your dog and kids and hear some extraordinary new music.
Yes.
Awesome. In a very kind of informal, playful, always playful way. I like to play. I like things to be always engaging and entertaining. I think it's important. Yeah. And bring those kind of smiles that you have.
Right. So would we join like a membership to come to Artpark, or you just buy tickets?
There is a membership. You can buy an Artparker membership. It will give you certain benefits like your own lane to enter fast into the larger events, pre-sales, parking, things like that.
Does it give us a reserved swing?
It's a very good suggestion. I think we should absolutely tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to tell my staff.
Yeah, okay, great. Bring it to the board.
Bring it to the board, reserved.
Get house 716.
Get house 716. This is our reserve
hours,
swing.
Yes, you can set your own hours and
go to our own pod. It's a podcast in a pod.
For our pod squad.
Yes. I love it. Well, Sonia, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us. This is really incredible. Super excited to get back here with my family and to see all of the cool events that are happening. And I'm very excited about that opera.
Yes.
It's brought us closer together today.
It has.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a circus I didn't tell you about.
Oh, tell us.
The season will close with Cirque Extremiste. That's their name. They're coming from France. And it's a really extreme act of acrobatics on the hot air balloon. They're going to blow up a actual real size hot air balloon.
Stop.
And they're going to fly with it, off it, on it. There's a big
Where?
giant
Like, we're so
piano
close to the
that's gonna be
gorge.
lifted up as part of it. It's going to be really something that it's hard to imagine, but it can only happen in our park. So August 27th.
And that's the end of the season.
That's the end of the
August
season. I'm going to have a gala fundraiser with many other Cirque performers from many different states that are going to come here and perform for us as part of the gala, right there on the terrace. It'll be fun.
Incredible.
We'll be here.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 2023 Artpark. Do not miss it.
Yes, 50th season.
50th.
Oh my gosh. That's
Amazing.
big.
50th year is next year. It's funny. 50th season, because the season in 1974, it wasn't season 0.
Right.
It was
Right.
season 1.
Right.
But to get through a whole
Yeah.
year and have an anniversary,
Right.
that'll
It's
be
like being
next year.
pregnant.
So we'll celebrate 2 years straight up.
Yeah.
We're starting now, and we expect
It's
celebrations.
a good reason to celebrate, right? Just keep celebrating.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
So many amazing things happening here.
Thank you
Well,
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I'd
And
give you a
coming
hug,
here.
but I'm stuck.
Someone that can help us out.
Is there a little help? J-Lo?
It's extreme edition.
Yeah. All right. We're going to head into town once we get out of the swing. We're going to go check out Lewiston, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, that was a really fun day.
It was a great day.
Wow, this is a beautiful store.
Sure is. They've got one in Orchard Park, too, celebrating 10 years.
Yes, yeah, this is the newer one. This is the newer store. It is huge. And I love it. I can tell already I love this store. This is going to be dangerous.
Get out your checkbooks. Hey, oh my gosh, so excited. Research and Design is one of Lewiston's newest additions. You are celebrating just over a year here, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, we are here with Robin. Rockin' Robin. Tweedledee. Rockin' Robin.
Oh, you do?
You
We're not
do? You get it a
original.
lot?
Yeah.
Ah,
He gets that.
yeah.
I still like it.
Okay. All right. So, Robin, tell us what is the newest, hottest thing to wear for
Things?
summer here at
Okay.
Research and Design?
Definitely our Birkenstocks. We're one of only a couple stores in the area that is able to sell that and carry that brand. We definitely have our own townie wear that we sell. It's our buffalo-inspired wear.
Okay, so that's what you're wearing.
Yes.
There we go.
Yep.
Can you move your hair
Oh,
so we can
yes,
see the
yes.
design?
Let's see that.
We have
City of
this.
Buffalo.
Ooh, City of Good Neighbors.
Did you get that for your mom for Mother's Day?
I did. She loved it.
We have matching joggers with it as well. We have tons of stuff for the buffalo gear. But yeah.
Awesome. And you have designed your own line. You have a collaboration,
Yep,
right?
Yep. We have jewelry, our own Sunshine and Bluebird jewelry. I'm actually wearing their earrings right now. So we have a ton of our own jewelry that we sell, and that's along with our Townie brand that we also create and sell.
Awesome. So if you're looking for buffalo gear, whether it's to get outfitted for a game or just show off our
Yeah.
city,
For
this is the
sure.
place. And you have Lewiston gear too.
Yep. Lewiston. We have Lewiston pillows, houseware, and we have the biggest kids selection at the store as well. So we have kids toys, kids clothing, and we also have some buffalo gear townie for the kids as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you have some wonderful caps.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
baseball hats.
Yeah.
Yep.
The baseball hats. I
Super cute.
love me a good baseball hat when you're not having a good hair
Oh
day.
yeah. Oh, that's what we do here. When we have to cover up our hair, we wear those.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have beautiful everything from jewelry to purses. The shoes did catch my eye.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
For sure. We have a
Yeah.
huge selection.
They look very
Yes.
fashionable and comfortable.
Oh, they are.
Boots, sandals,
You like a
sneakers.
Oh yeah.
You like a boot.
I love a good boot.
We also have tons of Sorels, which is another top favorite of everyone. So we carry the winter boots, and then right now we have a lot of their sneakers and some summer sandals as well.
Right.
I did not know Sorel made sandals.
Yes, yeah, they're very comfortable too.
Oh, I might have to try some on. I already have a pile up at the counter because I cannot step in here without going shopping.
Yeah, I feel
it
that.
is. Yes. Yes.
And I work here.
And you guys are amazing with the community too,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You give back to the community as well.
We
That's
did
important.
over the winter. We did a coat drive. So if you brought in any old coat or a little bit worn coat, we use that towards a credit of any of our winter coats here. So yeah.
So give a little, get a little.
Yes, for sure.
It's a win-win.
It is for everybody.
For everyone.
Sure
And I see that you have a lot of like bridal gear.
Yes, that's
so
a
do you
big-
get a lot of bridal parties?
Yes. Well, definitely a lot of people are coming in for showers or bride gifts. We do a lot of that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So whether you're shopping for a kiddo, right? Like there's a lot of children's, we'll take you through, but there's a whole bunch of toys and clothing and stuff you can get for kids. Whether you're shopping for accessories, you even have candles,
We have tons of
houseware, purses, hats, sunglasses. I mean, I'm looking around. This facility is huge.
Oh yeah. Yep. This used
It's
to
a
be an old
huge store.
bank. So we even have the old bank vault in there.
back there.
Vault.
Yes.
Yes. So this was a bank.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Turned it into a store.
It is a little bit of a bank because my wallet just got emptied out.
You're right.
So, but I'm fine.
You're right.
And I thought there's some really cute closing gifts over there. So
Good idea. Yes.
For people that are housewarming gifts,
Oh,
or if you're going to a party and just need
That's a
something.
big thing. Yeah. People
you know.
come in here on their way to like a birthday party or going out to lunch or dinner for a friend's birthday. They always are coming in here on their way and stopping to get a gift, piece of our sunshine jewelry or a candle. We have lots of perfect, like last minute gifty items for sure.
I feel for those last minute people.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
those are my people.
My people.
Those are my people. I feel for you.
Yeah.
We're definitely those people.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, Robin, thank you for taking us on a little tour here
You're
and telling
welcome.
us about
I want
it.
to say one more thing. We do free gift wrapping. That's another thing I forgot to tell you. So we have gift boxes, gift bags,
Oh,
tissue paper,
bonus.
the whole 9 yards for you.
It's pretty. And
Yes.
I've had some gifts wrapped here. They've
Yes.
got a nice, thick, grosgrain ribbon.
Yeah, and for
It
Mother's
looks
Day we have
very
the
sharp.
purple and white boxes with the purple tissue paper. So it's definitely Mother's Day themed.
Love it.
Thanks,
ladies.
Bye.
Good luck with everything.
Oh my gosh.
What a day.
Amazing day. We did a lot. We jammed a lot into today.
And it's been a beautiful day.
Gorgeous. So we started at Roswell.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you, Mitch Flynn.
Amazing.
That was really wonderful to hear about the history of the ride for Roswell.
and inspiring.
Yes. And to actually be in the physical space, that was special.
And a little coaching from Jeff Walton, which obviously I need if I'm going to participate in any bike event.
I mean, I think we had a tie. That was right.
We did end it.
I mean, like the race. And maybe we should stick to the tandem. I don't think my huffy will make the ride. But a tandem. I'll be like, pedal faster, Bethany. Keep going. So the ride's coming up June 24th.
June 24th. So donate, find a team to ride on, get
Volunteer,
involved.
get involved. It's a big piece of the community and you don't want to miss it.
Definitely not.
28 years. Now's the time.
And
then
Lewiston.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Lewiston. They could not have been nicer to us.
Cute, quaint little town. So much history. Deep, rich history here.
Yes.
Yes. And
Learned all about that. Artpark.
thank you, Sonia.
Sounds like an amazing season.
An opera, concerts galore, the Fairy House event. So much is happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. I mean, it is a park.
Right on the gorge.
Yeah,
So,
it's a park
great
with
stuff.
trails and beautiful view, and that was incredible. I'm excited to go back.
Lunch at Village Bake Shop.
It's still full.
Still full. I maybe want to go back and get one more butter tart before we leave town.
Yeah, and then we finished shopping at Research and Design.
Love R&D.
Love it, and got some good finds. I had to control myself a little bit, but
Good thing there's room in the trunk.
yeah.
Oh my God.
But this was a fun episode to do with
Season
you.
1, episode 3. Can you even believe it just passed?
You know what? Time flies when you're having fun.
Love it.
Yeah, so thank you, Pod Squad. Bye.